Coach, on top of the 2 wins last week, I mean, how proud are you of where the team is right now? And, you know, you guys are playing to win it, and you guys are right where you guys want to be.
Well, I'm very proud. I'm proud because of our steady improvement, and proud that, you know, my publicist says we won 7 of our last 10 games. So we're improving. We've played better basketball. We go back to the point where we had 5 treacherous games on the road and how much maturity we gained from that. You know, we didn't get W's out of that except for the last game with Pepperdine, but prepared us for conference play, prepared us for road trips, and now it's carried over to a great homestand where we have the physical and mental toughness to defend all game long, be patient offensively, to really kind of hit a spot where we can, you know, be a real effective offensive team in spurts.
Where would you grade it, or how would you grade this team right now? I remember after that road trip you said, you know, increase a couple percentage points each game. Where would you say you guys are right now, and what's preventing you from getting to the top?
Well, I think that the second half was the best half of basketball we've played since I've coached here, defensively and offensively, combining both of those issues together, where our defense was very good on the ball, was excellent off the ball. We rebounded it, and then we forced some turnovers to get some transition. And so we were able to score some easy baskets and increase our field goal shooting percentage. So holding a team like that to 17 points to 39 points for a second time with a Hall of Fame type coach, Hall of Fame program, Pacific, and people telling me they don't know when the last time we've ever beat Pacific twice in the same season. I think that's a compliment to what kind of program Coach Thompson has there, but I think that's a heck of a compliment to our guys and their improvement every week, and so we're pleased with that. There's a lot of basketball left. We have 7 games left, 6 conference games. You know, it's basically a sandwich, a bracket buster sandwich, 3 conference games. As mentioned by Chris, 3 out of the next 4 are at home, but one of those a bracket buster game, and the first one at Irvine. So 3 games at home, a bracket buster game, then we finish up 3 games on the road. And so there's a lot of basketball. It's basically, you know, 4 weeks of basketball. We've got a few more people back healthy, which has been a real bonus to all of a sudden have a Drake UU 6'4", 200-pound plus guy bouncing around out there, hit some shots defensively, offensively, gives us a little more top-down drive. So there's some big things that are happening for us because it's still improving. You know, we're still getting better. Malik Love and Jamal, you can forget, those guys are still freshmen out there 20 games, and Malik played with the flu or some symptoms, sickness last game Saturday, and played a great game on Thursday. And Jamal came in, gave us a good little spurt in the first half. So I'm just really pleased with that. That's why I'm out there. They're a great group of guys when it comes to walking in the locker room and coaching them every day and saying, hey, here's the area we need to improve upon most, and that's what they've done a great job at.
How do you keep the momentum going, you know, winning 3 in a row and heading down to Irvine, a team that beat you here earlier this season?
Well, we're just so boring when it comes to how we're going to keep momentum going. We're just going to go to practice today, and we're going to pick a certain area on the videotape, and we're going to look at improving our passing angles, our post feed, our cutting when we don't have the ball. You know, you don't look about how do we keep momentum going and say what area are we going to work on this week. And we've just done that. We've done a lot of things. You know, you got to get pretty technical to understand what we're talking about when it comes to, you know, squeeze plays, reversals, and situations where our assist-to-turnover ratio continues to improve, our field goal percentage improves. It's because of little details on angles of the pass, coming and meet the pass, making a sharper cut, finishing your cut all the way to the rim and looking for it all the way. Sometimes we make a cut now, well, I don't think I'm going to get it, so you don't finish the cut. So we just try to go back to the basic level of all success and motivation was worry about the things you can control, which are we need to get a little bit better in this area, a little bit better in that area. So that's really where our focus will be going into the rest of the week is what do we need to do today. And we concentrate on Mondays a lot on just improving on Saturdays in performance. So we'll spend a half hour on videotape today, break that down with the team, show them 15 or 20 edits to improve. And then when we know then practice will improve today. We don't worry much about, you know, the momentum is what you do in practice carries over to the game. And I think that's what you've seen our team all year. Get better. We'll do this a little bit better. We do that a little bit better. We'll get better. So it's a pretty simplistic, boring approach. Wish we had something exciting, but it's really not. It's not there.
Talk about Irvine. You know, again, I mean, as we mentioned, I mean, they've lost 4 in a row. They need to get things going in the right direction. They're the highest scoring team in the league. They have the worst defense in the league. So they're kind of a interesting combination. Just talk about the game down there and the challenge.
Well, I always like to put things in perspective when it comes to highest scoring / I mean, they're the most possessions team. And basketball is not. It's not just whether you're good defense or poor defense or good offense. They shoot quickly, so there's more possessions in the game. They trap a lot. They try to get the speed of the tempo going up. So I think they're a very good defense team. They're very high. As far their field goal shooting percentage is pretty high. The thing that I'm concerned about them, like we are with every team, is they have 3 players in the top 10 in 3-point field goal shooting percentage. And our battles always come down to, can we stop your perimeter shooting? And Wilder's 4th in the conference at 40%. Rembert's 5th in the conference at 39%. And Starring is 10th in the conference at 36%. So 3 perimeter players that shoot the ball well from the perimeter. And that's, for us, our strength has to be defending the 3-point line. If you looked at coming into that Pacific game, it was critical that we take one of the top hottest 3-point shooting teams in the nation at that time, coming off a 15 for 22 night and then another 60% night at Santa Barbara, and be able to defend them on the 3-point line. This last weekend, we defended Davis and Pacific at the 3-point line. Now going to Irvine, we've got to be able to defend the perimeter, and we've got to do a much better job taking care of the basketball. They're defensively, they cause havoc. We had one of the poorest games as far as flow. We didn't know if we were passing, cutting, moving, and give them credit for that. I think they do the best job in the conference at disturbing what you want to do. Another reason they're on a little challenging period is that they've lost their all-conference candidate player, has been out for 2 games. Eric Wise has had a pulled hamstring, has been out for the last 2 games, and he was somebody that scored 36 points, I believe, against Davis in a double overtime loss. So they had a chance to maybe make a bucket here and there. So I don't look at it as a team that's anything but a very dangerous, explosive team. Beat us on our home court, lost one of their best players for a week now, maybe back for our game, and then we'll see what happens from there.
You've said that you've wanted to split your road games in the Big West. Win at home, split on the road. That'd be 4 and 8. You have a chance to accomplish that in just 5 road games. How remarkable is that? How nice would it be to accomplish that?
Well, we're going to go down there. We review our goals every Monday, and that will go right back to, okay, we were able to accomplish 2 goals and get 2 more home wins, and now go on the road and try to get our 4th win. We haven't accomplished that goal yet, and we just keep saying, we have nothing to celebrate. We're not patting ourselves on the back. We've got to go to Irvine and get a 4th win. And that's how simple it is. Now, we accomplished that goal. We say, okay, we reached a goal. And then our goal is if we can ever reach, now we can talk about exceeding a goal. And, we haven't done that yet, so we just got to keep our focus on simply trying to get one more win out there, because it's hard. You think about it, you're winning 4 games, going 50% on the road in any sport at any level, everybody kind of accepts that as the basic, water level. So I think it would be important, because it would, again, continue to show the development of the program, continue to show the confidence in players and what we're doing executing-wise. So it's doable, but it's also a team that's beat us, and we've got a lot of work to do for this week to get ready to go down there.
You guys got 2 wins. That's obviously the first and foremost, but I guess the one blemish should be the free throw shooting in the last 2 home games, 24 of 52, I think. You got the wins, but, sometimes things can snowball and maybe start a trend, and stuff can be contagious. How concerned are you about that? And, how much would you like that to turn around here very soon?
Well, the thing that I know for sure in coaching is that the kids don't go up there thinking about, missing, and you can't get up there and shoot it for them, and it's kind of like the field goal shooting percentage that was addressed for 15 games, every game. It's like, well, are you concerned about field goal shooting percentage? Of course we are. We want to make more shots. But, staring at that issue only doesn't really fix that. You got to do is look at, has this been epidemic throughout the entire season, or is it something that happened on a given weekend where Sean Lewis primarily got to the free throw line a lot, really struggled, and so everybody else kind of looks around, oh, shoot, are we missing some free throws? And people are, hey, you got to make your free throws. And, you got about 1,400 coaches out there telling you when to breathe and when to, bend your knees and what left ear you should be tugging on at the right time. And so then it kind of gets in their head a little bit. So what we've got to do is get back to what we do in practice. We have a rhythm. We have a challenge board that we do every day. most importantly, I think what we have to do is you make the first couple of them, and the hoop gets wider. I'm not overly concerned about it, but something that we'll put a little more emphasis in during the week of just staying to your routine. When you miss a couple, what I fear is somebody trying to change their shot or change their routine versus go back to your comfort level, and that's what we'll evaluate with all the players. Is, are you staying with your routine? You know, Tiger Woods isn't making as many putts right now, and he's got to look at, well, you know, why? But if you sit there and just critique that end of it the whole time, and your drive falls apart, and your iron falls apart, and your poise falls apart. So we don't want to overanalyze it. We want to address it and try to tighten it up. But we want to continue to put that in the big picture of every area we want to get better at. So I certainly we want to do a better job there, and it could be critical. Fortunately, we played so well defensively and high field goal percentages. We were able to win games by having such a poor free throw shooting percentage. But I'll take it. I'll take it.
And I'm sure you'll take the last two games. And what was your overall impression? It was a great homestand, some good crowds, some great basketball by you guys, defense. I mean, just having been at both games myself, it just seems like that's really what college basketball should be about. Talk about just kind of your impression of the homestand and, you know, just generating the excitement and what you want to build here.
Well,
at the top
two things I think are really need noted. Number one, Thursday night, and we had Greek night. We had a great student crowd here for Davis, and the students really do lock in on Davis as a real rivalry, going back to football days, obviously. That was huge because the students got to feel that success, and you had a great college basketball atmosphere. The second victory against Pacific, I think, is a signature amount of success due to the fact that it's a team that has historically been a powerhouse in the conference. Number of NCAA tournament bids, the winningest coach in Big West history, I believe, or not knocking on the door of Jerry Tarkanian. We're talking that for our program to go there head-to-head and have two victories against them for the year. And also, I thought was a big part was that when Sean Lewis had a run there where he had the dunks and the crowd got into the game and really was really excited, we used that as positive energy, and we sustained our defense and sustained our rebounding and our shot selection. We've had other times where our maturity level, I thought that when we made big plays and the crowd got into it, sometimes we relaxed and felt like the game was going to be given to us. And now we used what I thought from day one of accepting this job was that Mott Gym can be a special place to play. You get the right players and the right crowd working together, we can have a real positive energy with one another. And when the big dunk occurs and the gym walls shake and you get excited and people are standing up, now you jump a little higher and you rebound a little better and you defend a little better. I thought in those games, the dunks Sean had, those plays, made for great college basketball. The community loved it. The student section loved it. Our team loved it. And it gave me goosebumps of, okay, we were starting to see a little bit of the, a little bit of fruit on the tree. You know, we've been working at it, and try to have a home sweep like that with some energy in the building. So for us, it's really what we're working for. And now we know we got to go. No patting on the back yet. You know, we can accept what we've accomplished, but we've got a lot of work, a lot of season. 4 weeks left. Stay healthy, keep improving. We'll be there.
My last question. I know you like to look ahead past the opponents, but I mean your next game in Mott, just since I won't see you for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Riverside team, they've won a couple of games in a row, so they're inching up the conference standings. You beat them down there. Conference Player of the Week this week, although Sean probably deserved certainly consideration. Just talk about the matchup with the Highlanders.
Well, I think you brought up something right now. We're talking about a team that's hot, and we're talking about also a player that's hot, and the Martin kid shooting 60% or whatever he did. I think the guy's rebounding, scoring at a high level, knocking free throws down, getting steals and block shots. So they obviously have a high-quality player or five, a talented team that what I saw in them the first time we played them was a lot of new faces still ironing out their chemistry. And there's at least 6 or 7 new junior college players or transfers in there. And you could see the talent was definitely there, and now they're putting it together, that chemistry. So as Sean mentioned, we know we have a major ball game on our hands at Irvine, and we come right back to Mott. We're pleased that we're coming back to our home court because we know how well they're playing. And we're going to need our crowd. We're going to need our energy because you travel on a Thursday, you travel back late Thursday night, you get up Friday morning, a couple guys have classes, you got scouting report, and you're back at it. So, it's going to be another another challenging week to get our rest and have that energy, because Saturday's game looked like to me it was second half. We had that energy. It was necessary. And I thought that the wear and tear of February travel showed up a little bit on Pacific, and I thought we had a little bit more energy late in the game than they did.